Okay, question on income tax. So if we read this, it says Ian is paid in pounds. He's checking his tax bill for last year. The tax rate last year was as follows. So no tax on the first £10,000 of earnings. Earnings in excess of 10,000 and up to 42,000 taxed at a rate of 20%. And earnings above 42,000 taxed at a rate of 45%. Last year, Ian's total earnings before tax were £48,500. How much tax did Ian pay in total? You must show all your work in. Now, this is talking about salaries and incomes. Okay, you can see Ian earns £48,000, okay, £500. All right. So what we want to do is figure out how much tax he has to pay, because everybody has to pay tax. Okay, everybody has to give a certain amount of their income away to the government. The government then can spend on hospitals, police, fire service, and so on. Right. Now, when it comes to tax, right, there are different bands of taxing, right? So you can see the first bullet point there, no tax on the first £10,000 of earnings, okay? So he doesn't pay any tax on that 10,000. He gets to keep the first £10,000, all right? So everything for Ian from 0 up to £10,000, he gets to keep, okay? No tax. All right, he gets to keep all of that, and that's important, isn't it? Because some people, I mean, Ian obviously earns a lot of money here, but some people not earning so much. Okay, it's important that they shouldn't have to pay too much tax. If you're on a low income, you shouldn't have to pay too much tax because you have so many bills to pay. And you can see then the tax increases as your income goes up. Okay, so if you earn between 10,000 and 42,000, you pay at a rate of 20%. Okay, so you can see Ian here earns much more than 42,000. Okay, so everything now from 10,000 for Ian up to £42,000, he'll be taxed at 20%. Okay, he'll be taxed at 20% from everything from 10,000 up to 42,000. And then, of course, as your income gets even higher, above 42,000, you're taxed at a much higher rate, 45%. So everything above 42,000, okay, all the way in this case to Ian's 48,500, that will be taxed at 45%. Now let's see how this works out in practice. Let's actually work this out here. So as we said, the first £10,000 he doesn't pay any tax at all. But then everything from 10,000 to 42,000 he pays 20% on. So if you look at that gap there between 10,000 and 42,000, that gap, of course, if we take them away, is £32,000. So we need to work out 20% of £32,000. 20% of £32,000. Now 20%, of course, let me remind you, 20% means 20 over 100, isn't it? Okay, so if you type that into your calculator, 20 divided by 100, okay, is 1/5 or 0.2, yeah? So 20% is 0.2. Of means times 32,000. So if we work that out on our calculator, 0.2 times 32,000 comes to be 6,400. Okay, so that's how much he earns. That's how much he pays in tax, rather. That's the 20% that he pays in tax between this amount here. But of course, he earns more than 42,000. He earns 48,500. So this bit that's left over here, this bit that's above 42,000, he's going to pay 45% on. So let's work out how much he's got left there. 48,500. Take away 42,000. That comes to 6,500. So now on that small amount that he's got left, which is above the 42,000, he's now going to get taxed at a much higher rate. Okay, for this amount that's above 42,000, he's going to get taxed at 45%. So you're going to work out 45% of 6,500. Okay. Now, of course, 45% is 45 divided by 100. Okay, which is 0.45 as a decimal, times 6,500. So if we work that out on our calculator, comes to 2,925. Okay, so now to get the total tax bill, remember now he's been taxed at 20% for this amount, for the income in this range here. Income in this range, he's been taxed at 20%, which came to 6,400. And then for the amount that was above 42,000 in there, he was taxed at 45%. So we worked that out to be 2,925. So if we add them up, that will give me his total tax bill. Okay, 6,400 plus 2,925. Add them up, comes to 9,325. Okay.